What's up, YouTube? Back with some local news Friday today. Today, I'm playing a local news clip from where I'm from. The name of the video is "Community Leaders to President Trump. We keep us safe." Let's get into it.
I'm going to say, as a Black woman, please do not bring yourself or your military to Chicago. We do not need you. We keep us safe.
A group of leaders and community organizations rallied against President Donald Trump's threats to send federal Donald Trump's organizations rallied.
So, you know what I'm going to say. I'm not even going to say it right now, but you look where I'm circling with my cruiser right here. That right there in itself is a problem.
Against President Donald Trump's threats to send federal troops and agents here.
I believe that we will win.
Hours after the city first discussed the plan to respond to federal forces should they be sent.
We do not assist, but at the same time, I want to be clear, we also do not engage in a way where we're obstructing.
So, problem right there, for obvious reasons.
Federal agents. We do not interfere with the work that they're doing.
CPD Superintendent Larry Snelling emphasized several times that members of the National Guard do not have arresting authority or policing powers here. Immigration enforcement preparations are already underway, including sending armored vehicles to Chicago in the coming days. While protests are expected, they're asking that residents do not obstruct federal agents or the National Guard while exercising their rights. He said any communication between CPD and the National Guard would be helpful.
We keep us safe. We keep us safe.
Alderman Anthony Napolitano told me he disagrees that Chicagoans can keep themselves safe and welcomes the National Guard.
We have to do something in order to show we're trying every avenue to make Chicago a better place. It just can't be, no, you're not coming here because we don't like you politically. That's not the way it should be.
He and the rest of City Council were briefed in small groups on the plans today. Public Safety Committee member Alderman Chris Taliaferro told me he wasn't shocked by any of the plans and feels confident with Chicago's preparedness.
We are not an arm of the federal agency. And so I believe our superintendent has taken the right approach to ensure that residents of the city are protected at all times.
And the city also said they would not assist in the dismantling of any encampments for the unhoused, as we saw earlier this month in D.C.
Right.
And just in the last hour, we heard from Governor Pritzker's office. He said they still haven't heard anything about this.
Interesting. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens between.
So I just wanted for this to let it play uninterrupted before I get my commentary. Yeah, this is typical Democratic liberal Chicago foolishness. We got typical Black fatigue of a black woman leading this mob or this protest of people and not fixing our streets and our cities. Of course, we got a sassy looking uncle right next to her, some civil rights era clown that still thinks this is the 80s and 70s where we're getting beat and hosed down by police dogs. It's 2025. You know what the problem is with specifically the Black community in these areas is this right here. The women lead the community. They raise these violent thugs, also known as YNs, currently on the internet. They're sassy sons, no father in the house, no discipline, no control. They let the school system raise them. The school system's raising your kids. They can't even read at their grade level, age appropriate, or do math or science or reading or anything they should be able to do. Not going to college for the wrong things, going for underwater basket weaving degrees and African American studies. You're not going to get a job with that. Just typical mistakes and self-inflicted wounds from the Black community again. And the perpetual cycle to refuse help. You can have your political leanings. You cannot like Donald Trump. You cannot want him in the community. I understand that. But at the same time, if you're talking about we keep us safe, you're not doing that. I think it's been the same the last, I would say, like 5 years in Chicago. Like, I've never seen so many news articles or videos coming out about multiple officers being killed in the line of duty. That's very unusual, especially for a major city like this. Not also including the fact that the police department has been majorly understaffed since COVID, so they haven't been able to keep up with their recruitment and replacing the numbers from officers that either retired from COVID or due to COVID related illnesses or just people that disagree with the leadership from the department. Um,
Hey, as a black woman,
to the next
please
part of the clip.
do not bring yourself or your military to Chicago. We do not need you. We keep us safe.
A group of leaders and community organizations rallied against President Donald Trump's threats to send rallied against
Let me get it right there,
community organizations.
right here. Why? I don't know what Bible we're reading nowadays, but I don't know why she has the collar on of a priest. Women are not to be leading men in the church. They're nowhere in the Bible is that stated. So not only are they're out of order in their own homes, they don't even know who the father of their children are. But we have this foolishness going on. It is, and there goes another one.
Organizations rallied against President Donald Trump's threats to send federal troops and agents here.
I believe that we
A bunch of loud black women and surrounded by the sassy community. You know,
will win.
Hours after the city
what are you gonna win? You're gonna win continuing and fighting against people trying to clean up the streets of your city, where the children are being played with gangbangers, thugs, criminal migrants, and criminal homeless people who have mental illnesses that need to be removed from the streets. It's a shame. I'm just glad I left the city. Um, like I said in another video before, most likely the city will go bankrupt in the next 5 to 10 years with the continued Democratic leadership. Shouldn't be a shock to anybody, especially if you've been a resident of the city for anywhere in the last 20 years. You've seen the decline of the city. We don't even own our own streets; they're owned by some Middle Eastern Pakistanis, I believe. We sold for the meters on our street. They're not even owned or run by the city. They're operated by a foreign entity in another country. But, that's typical Chicago Democratic leadership. They like to put up a brave front, be loud and wrong, and it's just leading to more confusion and the destruction of the city. But that's all I wanted to get into today, at least for the news side. So, leave your comments in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll see you guys for another video today. Thanks for watching.